G'day viewers, here we are at Nottingham in a 158. So let's get started. Let's put in our master key. Let's put our reverser to forwards and unlock the doors so our passengers can start getting in. Headlights, we want to put these to day headlight. It's already on day headlights. Now DRA, we want to turn that on because we've got a red signal in front of us. Well, we did. We don't anymore. Now, I think you can actually turn this one on from memory. Maybe. There we go. Boop. So turn on the GSMR. And when you need to contact signaler, it's a button on this thing, wherever it is. Where is it? There. SG. So you don't use the phone, use the SG button over there. Safety system wise, we don't need that one. We can turn on our AWS, and our DSD is already on, and we don't want to have a temporary isolation on the TPWS, so we'll leave that alone. We have got our brake handle here. We're currently in a full service brake, and it has several positions. I'll run through those in a moment. We have our wiper control here, so we can put that on to slow, and our wipers will move. Our wipers will move. It does say slow. It really is. Horn. Boop boop. AWS reset button down there for acknowledging the AWS. Sander button if you need some sand, if you're slipping a bit. Coupling and uncoupling. So if you want to uncouple, you go to the cab next to where you want to uncouple. Press that one and then press that one. I think in a real train you have to press both at the same time. We can't actually do that. You can signal being a guard, of course. We have our throttle here also with several positions. We can speed the motor up for compressor speed up if we need to. This one lights up our destination board. Sorry for the cough there. I've been talking too much. Instrument lights, whether we have them or not. Cab lights and a crew light. Crew light turns on over there. Let's just go and have a look at the guards panel out here before we go for a drive. So we currently have our doors open here in Nottingham. Just going to have a quick drink, if that's okay. It's a bit rude of me so close into a tutorial to take a quick time out, but there you go. So we can look, we can see, oh, looks pretty safe to me, no one's boarding. So we can open up our guards panel, pop in our guards key, this is optional, you don't have to do this, and hit the close button. Now I did notice that the local door switch doesn't seem to actually function, so normally this would, if you had it in the closed position, it'll just close, and if you had it in the open position, when you press this close button, this door would stay open until you put it to closed, I believe. But anyway. Signal the driver, which would have been audible in the driver's cab if we were in there, but we weren't. So let's get in here. Now the telephone down here doesn't do anything. These buttons are not useful for anything. You've got a heater if you want to turn it on. We do have openable windows in this train, which of course we will, because then it sounds better. Wiper controls for the second person that we don't have over there. Shall we drive? Let's turn off the DRA. DRA is a driver's reminder. If the signal in front of you is red, you pop that on. Alright, so let's release our brakes. So our brakes have several positions. You can tell I'm freshly into this build, all the rewards I'm getting. But release, notch 1 or automatic brake 1, automatic brake 2, brake 3 or full service, and then there's emergency. Emergency just does a heavy brake application. Alright, so let's release that. We have done our master key, we've done our reverser. Our doors are still open, so it won't release the brakes until I do. Doors are now closed. That's interesting actually, because I closed the doors from the guard panel, didn't I? That's interesting. Okay. This is an early release version. I'm going to shut up now so we can hear this thing accelerate. There is a nice delay there in the actions from doing something in the cab to hearing the motor sounds outside, which is appreciated. Let's listen again as we can throttle up now. We've just gone a little bit over speed. It's just popping on a tiny bit of brake there. That's the ping to let us know that the next signal is not showing an adverse indication. It is a normal indication. Signals are described as on or off, or normal and adverse, or normal and reverse, depending on the railway that you have. Now the 158 is effectively a bus on railway wheels. It's a little bit gutless, because in real life it's a little bit gutless. So I'll keep you with me on our way to Beeston. And should we try an emergency brake? Of course we should. Let's do that now. So we've gone into emergency braking. We'll take our throttle back to 0. And the train will come to a stand. I think on this one you can actually release the emergency brake early and it'll start pumping up again. But normal behaviour for a driver would be to come to a stand, resolve whatever it was that caused you to go into emergency braking, release your emergency brake, and that's pumping up quite quickly. Throttle up and get going again. It's as simple as that. No fancy tricks required. Have got a blind if you want to play with it, and you can do a temporary train stop override if you need to. Perhaps you're shunting, you need to go through an adverse signal because you've got the signal of permission to do it. So we'll travel down to Beeston and I will show you a normal service stop. Comes an HST. Get down here. You probably noticed this isn't the fastest accelerating train in the world. In the beta program there are a number of actual train drivers, at least one of which has strong 158 experience, so this is prototypical. We had a very similar train in Australia that we called the Sprinter, which was almost identical to this thing. And I have to say it sounds remarkably like a Sprinter. I'm going to throttle back now because our station is approaching. And let's just pop into brake 1. Brake 2. Brake 3. Now, interestingly, this brake, we've got a heavy brake application on now. If I come back to brake 1, it'll actually maintain a relatively heavy brake application. So it's not the same as brake 1. But anyway, let's go to full service so we can actually stop. Rather than explain what the brakes are doing, I should probably actually concentrate on stopping the train. And let's jump up and use the guards panel as you do. Oh, doors with collisions on them. Let's pop over here and whip open the little panel. Pop in our key. You don't have to do this, of course. This is optional. Come on, get on the right thing. There we go. Guard sticks his head out. Doors are open. Lovely. People are getting out. Lovely. Thanks for riding. East Midland trains. Now go away and finish your day. Go on, mate. Hurry up. In you get. Go on, hurry up. You're going to miss the train. Hurry up. Rightio. Time to go. And we shall close the doors. I'll get up close enough to do it. Close doors. No. Oh, they're labelled the wrong way around. Never mind. Buzzer, buzzer. Key off. Panel closed. It's entirely optional whether you feel like doing that or not. I don't think I'll do it very often, but there you go. Release the brakes. And let's go. I'll just pop it in 1 this time. Rail driver's a bit hyperactive. Each notch on the engine controls does have its own distinct sound, which is quite nice. I think we've actually covered all the important things, but I'll take us into Attenborough, where perhaps we might see some birds and some whales and perhaps an ice floe or two while we wait for Sir David. Little pedestrian crossing there. Start throttling back because we're on our way in. I did learn from the relatively interesting individual G Loves Trains. Check out her channel if you haven't. But Those pedestrian crossings are called barrow crossings. How about that? There's another one. Can't get through there though, there's a solid fence. I'm just bringing us into Attenborough Station platform now. And there we go. And of course you can open the doors the more traditional way by just pressing the door open button, which I shall do if people stop pushing me around. Never understand why an invisible camera on an invisible boom gets pushed around by passengers, but there you go, we're getting pushed around by passengers who are getting in and out of the train. That's okay. Alright, the only other things that I wanted to show you on this train, and we will do them just as soon as I shut the doors and have a little drink. Alright, we're going to pretend that we've finished our run now. So we get our doors closed, put our lights onto tail lights, and bring our reverser back to neutral. Or actually, we're going to take it all the way to off, sorry, and take our master key out. We should shut the windows because we're leaving the train, of course, and we'll get up. Oh, hello. Why are you standing there? I don't know if I can get past you now. I can't get out. But I want to get out. I can't. There's a lady in my way. Get out of the way. Come on. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. What if I open that? Will she go away? No. She's just going to stand here and go, well, you're not getting off this train, sunshine. You're supposed to drive to Long Eaton. I want to go to Long Eaton. My name's Karen. I'm going to insist that you drive to Long Eaton. All right, lady. I'll drive to Long Eaton. God. Didn't want to, but I will. Back into forwards. Acknowledge our TPWS because we've got that turned on. Brakes off. And away we go to Long Eaton. I just noticed the lights aren't flashing on this pedestrian crossing. Well, this is an early access version. Hopefully this will be addressed. Let's see if the gate's open. This will be cool. Anyway, that's the end of this tutorial. That's all I really wanted to show you today for the 158, which is now driving away. There they go. Lovely. All right. So this has been the 158 tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful for you, and feel free to drop me any comments down in the chat. And we'll leave Karen, who wouldn't let us get out of the train, to her own devices. Bye, Karen. Enjoy not having a driver.